Let's clear these problems. They're pretty straightforward. So, what do we have? Buy a pair of shoes. So the shoes, shoes cost $39. I want to add tax to that. So the tax is 7.25, but remember we have to change that to a decimal for it, right? So we're gonna move that 2 spaces to the left. Becomes 0.025, right? So I don't know why I'm doing it this way. Sorry. And then I put it this way. So 7.25% changes to 0.0725, and I'm going to multiply that. So now that I made my change, I'm going to multiply the shoes, which is 39 times 0.0725, which is going to give me 39 times 0.0725. It's going to give me $2 rounded, 82.75, but we're going to use $2.83. So tax is 2.83. We're going to add. So don't forget to 00. We have a calculator. So this final answer is 41.83. So that's how to do it if they want the tax, how much of it was a tax, and they want the total. Now, if it was straightforward, the other way you can do this is we know that, well, first of all, we're gonna pay for 100% of the shoe, right? Plus 7.25%. So think about the bar model. We would extend that bar model. So this is whatever 100%, and I would tack on 7.25%, which would take me to what 107.25. So we're going to pay 107.25 of our original value. Now we're going to change that to a decimal. If we change that to a decimal, we move that 1, 2, it becomes 1.0725. Oops, 1.0725. Now if I take that and multiply that by 39, and that's the more direct way. So let's say they just wanted you to give me the total. 1.0725 times 39, you're going to get as an answer $41.8275, which, as you can tell, rounded right to the nearest cent. It's going to be $41.43. $41.83. So sometimes there's going to be a discrepancy. Okay. But we'll get to that. When we get to that, we'll talk about it. Okay, so the more direct way, and then the other one broken into parts. Okay, so I'll do both ways. All right, so here's a car being bought, blah, 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 and we're going to charge tax. So the car is $29,990. The tax, and then we're going to have our total. Well, 6.5%, which we're going to change that to 0.065, right? And then we're going to take that 0.065 and multiply by 29,990. So, and let me just do that. Sorry, 0.065 times 29,990 equals, so here's my tax, $1,949.35. So that's how much in tax you would pay, 949.35. And if I add that to the value of the car, 29,990, I end up paying a grand total of $31,939.35. Now again, they asked you for how much the tax. So this is a two-part question. How much is the tax? You would say that's the tax right here. But again, if you're not interested in knowing how much the actual tax is, then you just give me a total. So again, remember, we're playing for 100% of the car, plus how much? We're playing in 6.5. We're going to add on to that 6.5%. So that becomes 106.5%. Now, change that to a decimal, move that 2 over, and it becomes 0.1065. And that's what you're going to multiply by the value of the car. And that should take us straight to the answer. So 29,990 times 0.1065, and if you get the answer, it's 31,900, 3,000, wait, 30, sorry, I forgot something here. Oh, I moved the decimal too much, sorry. So I have 106.5. If you move the decimal 2 over, it's 1.065, sorry. So now, let me multiply this again. 29,990 times 1.065 gives me an answer is 31,939.35 cents. So as you can see, it's what do you call it? The same answer. Why do we have two different ways? Well, one takes you directly to the final price. One breaks up the price. So in here, I can tell you what the tax is and the total, whereas this one and this one, you know, I'm just, concerned about the total. So depending on the question, you can choose whichever way you want. So let's go to the next one. What do we have here? So pair of pants, $34. I have to pay tax on this and get a total, right? So my tax is 7.375. Change that, move the decimal 2 over. I'm going to get 0.07375. Let's multiply that by 34, and that should give us how much we're going to pay in tax. 0.07375 times 34, and if I did that correctly, again, round it, this is going to give me 2.51. So my tax is $2.51. Add it up, it's $36.51. Now, over here, if I didn't want to do it that way, I just want to find out what the total is. So remember, I'm responsible for 100% of the value of the pants. It's not a discount, so I'm paying for 100% of its value. Plus, to that, I'm adding 7.375. And that gives me 107.375%. So that's how much I'm paying. Now, obviously, we're going to move this to the left twice. And we get 1.07. That's the number I'm going to use, right, to multiply it by the original price of the pence, $34. And that should take me straight to the answer. 34 times 1.07375 equals, and again, rounded, it's going to give you $36.51, rounded to the nearest penny. Okay? I need you to be aware of both methods. Okay? So, if your cell phone was $67.82 and there's a 7.5 late fee, how much will your bill be? All right, so it doesn't ask you to. It's not asking you to find what exactly your late fee is. So, in here, I have to pay for 100% of my bill, which is this. Plus, because I'm late, I have to add on 7.5%. So I'm going to be paying 107.5% of my original value. Right? So in order to do my calculations, I'm going to move the decimal 2 to the left. So I'm going to get 1.075, and that, I'm going to multiply that by 67.82. And that's going to give me 1.075. So what I end up paying at the cashier is $72.91 rounded. Okay. If you wanted, and again, I'm just doing this, I don't know why, but if you wanted to know what your actual late fee is, right? All you have to do is take this. You can take the $72.91, subtract 67.82, right? 11 minus 2 is 9, 0. 12 minus 7 is 5. There you go. That's your late fee. $5.09. Right? Here is your total bill with a fee minus your bill without the fee. It's $5.09. So here's your late fee. Okay? So you can do it that way too. In something, a department store, you have a discount. Okay, so let's do discount. So the dress is $44.75. it's a discount, so obviously we're going to be subtracting a certain value, and this certain value in this case is 25% of the original value. So let's move the decimal 2 over, and so we're going to use 0.25, and we're going to multiply that by 44.75. 0.25 times 44.75 equals 11.19 rounded. Okay, so 44.75 minus 11.19 rounded equal, 44.75 minus 11.19 rounded is going to give us a total. So I end up taking this much to the cash register. Okay, I haven't charged taxes yet, but that's what my price was, my discount. Now, let's say that you were actually at the department store and you didn't care to find how much your discount, you just want to know what it is after discount. Well, think about it. So you were responsible for 100%. If they take away 25%, you're now responsible for how much? 75% of the dress, right? You don't have to pay. So remember, we had the bar model, and this was 0, this was 100%. We would take 10, 20, and half of the next one, right? We would take 25% off. So this is how much I'm responsible for. Now, 75%, if you move the decimal 2 over, becomes 0.75, which we multiplied that by the original price of the dress, and 44.75 times 0.75, and again, if you take a look at this, it's $33.56. It gives you the same answer. So again, this is the more direct approach, right? It doesn't give you, this one we know what the discount is, the value of the discount. Here we just go straight to the value after the discount. In a gross, okay, again, so another discount, 12.45. We need a discount, 20%. Sorry. So it's 20% discount. Change that to 0.2. We're going to multiply that by 12.45. And we get $2.49. So here's my discount, $2.49. We're just going to subtract from here. So whatever I'm buying, which is soda, minus 2.49 equals $31. Really? 12.45 minus 2.49 equals 9.96. So that's how much I would pay with the discount. Now again, direct method. So you think about it's 100% minus 20%. So I'm actually responsible for 80%. If you think about that, that changes to 0.8, and I multiply that by the original price of the soda, case 12.45 times 0.8 equals $9.96. Okay. In a candy store, and again, so I keep doing it both ways. It's okay. I need to find a discount. Right, so it's 35% off. 35%. It's going to change to 0.35 and multiply that by 5. And our answer is $1.75. So that's how much my discount is. So I get my total of $3.75. Now, again, understand that 100% was what I was originally going to pay. If they take 35% off, I'm going to be responsible now for 65% of the product, of the original value of the product, right? Let's change that to a decimal, and then let's multiply that by 5. So 5 times 0.65 gives me 3.25, and as you can tell, we're getting the same answers at the end. In a bicycle store, again, another discount problem. So the bicycle is $345.20. We have a discount, 30%. It's going to become 0.3, which now multiply by 345.2. 0.3 times 345.2, and our discount is a whopping 103.56. That's a nice discount. So my total before taxes, 345.2 minus 103.56 gives me $241.64. Again, the most direct way. If you were responsible for 100% of the bicycle, they took 30% off. So now I only pay 70% of the original price. Well, 70%, let's change that to 0.7. The original bike price was 345.2. Let's multiply 345.2 times 0.7, which is what you're responsible for. And we get the same answer, 241.64. Okay, so we have two more questions. Here is a discount and tax. All right, so let's do that the long way first. So first of all, I have a TV, and it's $1,250. I have to take a discount first. These are the steps. So this is what the machine is doing. It takes a discount, gives you a price, new, and then from that, they calculate the tax. So that's what's really happening. So let's do the discount first. So discount is, what's the 15% discount? Yeah. So 15% discount changes to 0.5. So let's multiply by the price of the TV. So 0.15 times 1,250 equals $187.50. So that's how much of a discount we get. So let's write that down and let's subtract. 1,250 minus 187.5 equals, so my new television price and what I'm responsible for is $162.50. $1,062.50. Now I gotta pay my tax. So my tax is 6.5%, which we're gonna change that, move the decimal 2 over to 0.065, right? And we're going to multiply that by not the original price. Remember, not the 1,250, because I'm not paying that anymore. I'm paying the new price, which is the discount price. And that's what I'm going to pay taxes on. So my tax is going to be calculated on the new price. So 1062.5 times 0.065 equals $69.06. So my tax here is $69.06, rounded by the way, 1062.5 plus 69.06. I end up paying $1,131.56. Now, so that, right? So they're actually asking you how much was the discount, how much was it taxed. So you were forced to do it that way. Of course, the more direct way to do that problem, if you just wanted to find, I don't care about what the actual tax is, or I don't care about what the discount, I just want to know what my total is. Well, let's think about this. So first of all, what's happening here? So let's focus on the sales tax. So it's 100% minus, what do you call 15%, right? And if I take that, I'm not responsible for, I'm going to write 85%, right? After the discount. That's first thing. So, and after the discount, and if you think about it, now I have to change that. So let me change that to 0.85. I'll multiply 0.85, which is what I'm responsible for, times the original price of the TV, which is 1,250. I'm going to get a value. I'm going to get a value here. Okay, I'm going to get a value. And then, let me write here, price after discount. And now what's going to happen with this price after discount? I have to multiply it by the tax, right? So the price, so what is the tax? Well, the tax is going to be this price right here. So I might as well actually calculate it. 1,250 times 0.85. So here's my new price, 1062.5, right? And then I'm gonna pay tax on this, and the tax is what? It's going to be 100%. The tax is something that we add. So this is now my 100% my value. So I'm gonna take that plus 6.5%, and I'm going to get 106.5, which we're going to change to a decimal. So it's 1.065, and we're going to multiply that by 1.065. So let's see what we get. 1062.5 times 1.065 equals 1,131.56 rounded. Okay. And then the last part is, let's see, we have 3 friends. Well, it was 3 friends, so there's 4 people in total, including you. Your meal was $72.50. That's kind of cheap. Sales tax 67, 6.75 sales tax, and you should tip the waiter 15. So this is definitely a little bit different. Okay, so let's do it the long way. So food, $72.50. We gotta calculate tax and tip. So I always have an argument on this. When I calculate when they calculate the tax obviously has to be calculated on 72.50. So what's the tax here? 6.75%, which we're going to change to 0.0675, right? As a decimal. Multiply that by the food. I have no problem with this. So 0.0675 times 72.5, enter. So rounded, tax-wise, I owe the government $4.89. Now, this is the next part that I have an argument. A lot of people, a lot of restaurants, right? They'll take that, they'll calculate the taxes, which is fine, and then they'll go 9, 13, 7, and 7, and then they'll calculate the tip. So we want to tip the waiter. What are we tipping the waiter? 15%. Right? So I got to calculate the tip. Now, when I calculate 15%, should I base the 15% based on the food or based on the food and tax? Why am I tipping the waiter on a total that includes tax? That's the part, and I don't know, maybe the difference is not that much. Okay. But I just think we should tip based on the service that the waiter provided. So, and the service that the waiter provided for me is based on this $72.50. So when we go and say 15%, and let's calculate the tip, well, change it to 0.14, and I either going to multiply by 72.50, which I think is the right thing, or you multiply by 77.39. Well, what's the difference? Well, it's going to be a couple of dollars difference. If you multiply by 77.39, of course the waiter is going to be happier because he gets whatever, a little bit more. That's not the point. Okay, so 0.15 times 72.5 is $10.88 rounded. So I'll write 10.88 over here. And if I add this, I get 72.5 plus 4.89 plus 10.88. So my final price is $88.27. Okay. So again, because this, right, the tip is not, and I'm not doing the tip based on the food and tax, we can't do it that shortcut that I did on the previous question and this question. Okay. So, like I said, and next time you go to a restaurant, check the bill. I'm pretty sure the restaurants are adding the food plus a tax, and then they're saying, let's calculate the tip based on this, which I am not too crazy about.